All right, let me cut to the big story today. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has refused to sign the joint statement at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the SCO meeting that was held in Qingdao, China. The reason was the declaration did not mention cross-border terrorism, a red flag for India, of course, especially after the Pahalgam terror attacks which killed 26 civilians. Instead, the document made a vague reference to Balochistan and the happenings there, which was seen as a subtle attempt to point fingers at India instead, while completely ignoring terror groups operating from Pakistan. Rajnath Singh used that very platform to raise India's concerns, naming Pakistan-backed Lashkar-e-Taiba and its proxy, the Resistant Front, believed to be behind the Pahalgam massacre. Rajnath Singh very clearly said there cannot be double standards when it comes to terror.
I believe that the biggest challenges that we are facing in our region are related to peace, security and trust deficit. And the root cause of these problems is increasing radicalization, extremism and terrorism. Excellency, peace and prosperity cannot coexist with terrorism and the proliferation of weapons of the mass destruction in the hands of the non-state actors and the terror groups. Dealing with these challenges require decisive action, and we must unite in our fight against these evils for our collective safety and security. It is imperative that those who sponsor, nurture and utilize terrorism for their narrow and selfish ends must bear the consequences. Some countries use cross-border terrorism as an instrument of policy and provide shelter to terrorists. There should be no place for such double standards. SCO should not hesitate to criticize such nations. India's zero tolerance for terrorism is manifest today through its actions. This includes our right to defend ourselves against terrorism. And we have shown that epicenters of terrorism are no longer safe, and we will not hesitate to target them.
All right, now after the Pahalgam attack, India had launched Operation Sindoor targeting terror camps across Pakistan and POK. Both countries nearly went to war. Yet ironically, there was no mention of this in the document. Now, for the uninitiated, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or the SCO, is a regional bloc that includes India, China, Russia, Pakistan and several Central Asian nations like Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. This year's defence ministers' meet that was held there in Qingdao was meant to promote regional security, military cooperation and joint efforts against terrorism. But ironically there, no mention of cross-border terror that's affected India from Pakistan's side. Of course, India has refused to play along, and that meant there was no joint statement that came in from the SCO summit, a very rare outcome that highlights how divided the bloc remains when it comes to defining terror.